we are meant to wake up in the morning when the sun comes up and start winding down and decompressing when the sun goes down.
Can I ask both of you guys this? Because for athletes or younger guys that are, they want to be stronger, or maybe they're starting to get into substances, etc. As far as dopamine is concerned, because it doesn't seem that a lot of people are paying attention to that, like the amount of pre-workout stimulants that they take, the amount of hype they need, nose torque, all these different things that may be adding up. In the moment, it may seem fine to take 2 scoops or 3 scoops of pre-workout and whatever else is going on. But what have you guys noticed, especially with your personal experience, what do you guys think is the long-term effects that maybe people don't realize that's going on with their dopamine, and how can they start doing things right now to counteract those things from even happening, and just make sure that they have a long, good training career?
So I'm going to start with the second part of that. What can you do now to, avoid those effects? A lot of that is being able to get yourself down, right? So everyone's always like up, 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 up. I need to wake up. I need my coffee. I need my Adderall. I need my whatever. I got to be able to function today. I want to feel energized. I want to feel productive. I want to feel like clear. I want to whatever, right? But if you can focus on being able to bring yourself down too, like, and this is through like conscious breathing techniques. It can be through a million other things, and it's just like a lot of it sounds goofy. You're like, what are you, a monk, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of like hooey hippie dippy bullshit. Like
what else? Conscious breathing,
like meditation, blue blocker lenses, actually like dictating like your wakefulness, like rising and resting based on like your circadian rhythm, like the sun, like
getting a little weird, being a little bit of a hippie.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But that's the thing. Like people will hear this and they're like, oh, these guys are fucking weirdos, But it's literally nature. Like we are meant to wake up in the morning when the sun comes up and start winding down and decompressing when the sun goes down.
Right.
So this is one of the biggest things that's helped me, and it kind of bridges into the first part of the question, like how can you make it sustainable, or like what are you going to be feeling if you're just like trying to go up all the time? Like it's what everybody feels. You wake up, you go to bed and you're like, fuck, I need to sleep, I need to rest, and you crash and you just crash and fucking die. And then you wake up and you're like, oh my god, I'm still fucking tired. Like I need my goddamn energy drink, I need to take an Adderall, I need to wake up, I got to go train, I got to go function. So they do that. But like with the analogy that we were saying earlier, it's a roller coaster. Life is a roller coaster. You need to allow like a drop down so that you can go back up to the high that you want to get to.
Like if you're on a roller coaster,
you can't stay high all the time.
The funnest part's coming down, right? You get to the top, you finally come down. It's exciting, it's exhilarating, but you can't go down forever, right? You have this period of time where you go back up, and it's slow, and you need that time period too. But like if you can really focus on bringing yourself down, having those restful periods, right? You're conscious breathing, you're off your phone. Like that's a really big one. We, like me and my wife, we don't even bring our phone into the bedroom ever, right? Like it's outside. We plug our phones in outside. The blue light blocking glasses are going on, around like 6 or 7, or just whenever you go to bed. We start just putting it on a couple hours before. But you're bringing yourself down. And then by the time you wake up, you're like, man, I feel rested. I don't need coffee. I don't need this, right? Again, like coffee's not the problem. It's you can't have it every day. Like if you need that every day, you got to look at yourself and say, why do I need this every day? How have I gotten here?
And that right there is like what I feel now, because like my normal was always up. I was always up. Even when I was resting and relaxing, I was never actually in that parasympathetic? The rest and digest, or like feed and breed state or whatever. Like I never allowed myself to get there because I was always too up. And now that I've actually allowed myself to go back down, like come off the super excessive dopamine producing whatever the fuck things, like I didn't know that I could feel this good and not be on drugs. Like
I call this thing the twilight zone, where you're not up, but you're not down. You're like that wired tired, where you're like, dude, I really need to sleep.
Wired tired.
Yeah. I'm really tired, but I can't fall asleep. I don't feel rested. Maybe you even fall asleep, but you wake up and you still feel like you're wired tired, right? Like so your eyes hurt, you feel brain foggy, you feel like, ugh, right? But that's what I call the twilight zone. That's you trying to stay up too long. Like that is, and there's like, it's a fine line, because some people, you have to get a lot done. Like I'm sure with you guys too, you're busy all the time. It's like, I have to get these things done. And sometimes that's going to play an effect, but you also want to be careful with it and make sure this is not a normal thing.
Guys, when's the last time you got your blood work done? Do you know your cholesterol, your vitamin D, your testosterone, your prolactin, your estrogen? Well, do you even know what the heck you need to get tested? That's why we've partnered with Merrick Health, and we've also talked to industry experts who gave us a list of 26 different panels for men and women that'll be the ideal panels for you to get done so you know how to deal with your health. Andrew, can you tell the people how to get it?
Yes, head over to merrickhealth.com/power project. You guys will see the Power Project panel that Nsima was just talking about. This whole panel includes a written report as well as a consultation with a real doctor. Again, merrickhealth.com/power project. At checkout, make sure you enter promo code Power Project for $101 off this panel. Head over there right now.
Everything we do, like in life, just has a lot of like idle time, you know. And if you look at just look at anything in the world. You know, the world is primarily made up of water, you know. Outer space, it's fantastic. It's cool. There's a lot of stars and a lot of suns and billions of planets and billions of things out there that we don't even really know about. But what is it comprised of mostly? Nothing. Or at least stuff that we can't see, right? Like it's comprised of space. There's a lot of space and time. And you think about your lifts. You think about the lifts that get posted on Instagram or the bent barbell situation. You know, how many, you know, warm-ups did you take with the bar? How much preparation happened before you even touched the bar? Not even for that day, but like the week previous and the months previous, you know, to you trying an 800-pound squat or whatever it is. So I think it's important for people to recognize that being idle and kind of feeling like blah, that should happen here and there. Like you're not really designed to be happy all the time, as much as I would love to see people smiling all the time. That's not in real life. Not designed to be that way all the time. Yes, it's great to try to be that way as often as possible, and you might be able to kind of fake yourself into it by smiling to the first couple of people you see in the morning, and you know, having just good habits in those senses. But there's going to be a lot of ups, a lot of downs, and even in between that, there's just a lot of nothing. I just got done traveling. I traveled with my wife, and then I came back from that, and then I traveled with my whole family, with my kids and stuff too. No one comes back from vacation and they're like, the flight, you know, the amount of flying and the amount of time that went by for my travel day was 18 hours. Like, then I had to wait for my hotel room because it wasn't ready when I got there. I had to wait for the rental car. Like, no one talks about any of that. They're like, it was fucking dope. It was sick. And they tell you about all the quick little highlight things, the things that were fun, the things that were actually memorable. A couple of years from now, I won't even remember any of the actual time that I, you know, traveled or whatever. I'm only going to remember the good times. And so I think a lot of times, especially this day and age, I think that people think that you're always supposed to be happy and that it's abnormal to feel anxiety, or it's abnormal to feel stress. Maybe it's abnormal to feel tremendous amounts of it. Maybe different people feel different amounts of it. And so that should be something that you might look into, because maybe your depression is uncontrollable. But for the most part, we're all supposed to have a little bit of all those things.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. But some people, they get these symptoms. You know, I'm anxious. Everybody gets anxious, right? But then they think I need a prescription to solve this, right? Or I need this. I need to be able to feel happy all the time. And that's so true. You don't need to feel happy all the time. There should be time. And taking advantage of that time, I really like the space analogy. Most of it's nothing, right? And like everyone thinks they're so busy, but there's so much time. If you look at it, you're like, well, I just sat on my phone for like 30 minutes right here. And sometimes, man, you can do stuff with that, like a little meditation, a little conscious breathing, or like sending a message to your mom or your grandma or something, like making just like, does that take any effort? No, not really, right? But you're starting to make use of that time, and you know, that can be very helpful.
Yeah, and two things with that, like it's like you're not going to remember the annoying parts of that vacation. It's always the highs that you remember, but you have to have those little annoying hiccups, or like your rental car getting delayed and you're like, oh fuck, god damn it, you know, like this is fucking stupid. You have to have, as dumb as it sounds and as cliche, a lot of these but cliches are they're there for a reason. People say it for a reason. You have to have like peaks and valleys. Like life is peaks and valleys. Training is peaks and valleys. Drugs are peaks and valleys. Whatever. But you have to have valleys. You have to have that dip down so that you can have that peak. And that's that roller coaster visual. You have to go down so that you can go back up. And you have to, when you're up, you have to be prepared to go back down again. you can't have that high all the time. So,
hey, wait, before you go, you got this far. That means that you've enjoyed the heat that we're continuing to bring you. So listen, like the video, comment something down below. We'll reply back, and subscribe to the channel because we continue to bring you the heat. Seriously, do it. Love you. Bye.